Uh, See, you will never find the ideal situation in a real life where by looking at the situation you can tell, yes, I can apply A star algorithm over here, or I can apply AO star algorithm over here, or I can apply best first search over here, or depth first search over here, or breadth first search over. It's not like that. You need to convert real life problem into a scenario. Listen, you need to convert real life problem into a scenario such that you can apply AI algorithm on it. So doesn't matter whether it is an AI algorithm or a data structure based algorithm, but you need to do that. Without that, you cannot apply it. For example, let's take an example today that how you can convert it. What are the steps with one example or with one case study? Let's say my case study is finding the shortest path. Okay. So my case study says that I am supposed to find what shortest path. So shortest path from where? From Marwadi University up to let's say some area, let's say called Race Course Road. From MU to RCR, Race Course Road. So that is our problem statement. So then what you will say, sir, use Google Map. That's okay. But we are not supposed to use Google Map. We are not supposed to use Google Map. Instead, we are not supposed to use Google Map. Instead, we need to apply some AI based technique to find the path. We need to apply some AI based technique to find the path. Then next thing is there are many applications. So one way that you can do it using satellite imagery or image processing. So using satellite images, you can do that, or using a traffic video feeds. We can do that. So let's say forget about images. The processing is complicated, not available, and a number of things. But let's say, what about traffic video feeds? In many major cities nowadays, traffic with cam- sorry, cameras at traffic points is a common. Cameras are available, the video is getting recorded, and government is using it for a variety of purposes like solving the crimes, looking for traffic violations, and there are a number of things. So now, can someone tell me how I can use, let's say, A star algorithm or best first search algorithm like OR graph that we discussed in previous session? We have discussed a best first search algorithm in one of our earlier sessions in detail. What is the best first search algorithm? What are the benefits? Then the variations or the types of best first search algorithm OR graph we saw. The modification OR graph is A star. There is not a big difference between O star, OR and A star. A star is just more detailed and OR is more simplified version. That's it. So can anyone tell me that I have a road network like this is my road, let's say. This is a circle from where there are, let's say, four roads going here. Then there is a circle, two roads. There are three roads going like this. Then there is a circle connecting all these things. So we have a road network, like any good city in the world, a proper networks of road is there. Something like this. So, and let's say at every circle, there is a web camera. At every circle, there is a camera which can monitor the roads. At every circle, there is a camera which can monitor the road. So, guys, can you tell me how I can proceed forward and apply some AI algorithm on this thing? But can I directly apply AI algorithm? Let's say I have a video feed. Let's say I have a video feed. Just because I have a video feed, can I apply AI algorithm? No, because AI algorithm does not work on video feed. It works on numbers. Am I right? AI algorithm do not apply or do not work on video feed. Do it work on video feed? No. AI algorithm, it works on numbers. So now we need to do a transformation of a data from video feed into numbers. Transformation of a data from video feed into numbers, and on those numbers the AI algorithm can work and tell that which path should be taken, so that you can reach in minimum time period or in minimum fuel or minimum distance whatsoever it is. Am I right? For example, those who are already living in Rajkot, they know instead of traveling by 150 ring road, which is a, let's say this is our 150 feet ring road, instead of traveling from this point to this point, I can go from here. I can take internal roads and then I can go like this. So even though the distance is increased by a bit, the required time period will be less. Am I right? Yes, students. Am I right? Okay, Yusuf is saying yes. Yusuf, where do you stay? Yusuf, are you currently in Rajkot? No. Okay. Can anyone from Rajkot can say can comment on this thing? Yes or no? And why such thing happens? So this general discussion we can convert into AI also. Yes, Avinash.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. What do you think about my statement? You are from Rajkot only, Avinash?
No, sir. I am from Nepal, sir.
Sorry?
I am from Nepal, sir.
Oh, you are from Nepal. Oh, nice. Anyone from Rajkot? Rakshit, are you from Rajkot? Rakshit Solanki? Rakshit? No, sir. And who is here from Rajkot in our class? Or the entire class is like new to Rajkot? Akshay Doshi? Okay, Kavi, okay, no problem. So the thing is, when I observe, let's say, if I'm from university, if I'm at university road, and if I use Google Map, then Google Map will not navigate me through 150 feet ring road. It used to show me the directions from inner road, and it will directly take me out after Raya. So between that Raya Chowk and Kalawar Chowk, it will never show me a direction from that it will never show me a route from that from University Road. I should come out, then take a left at that Kalawar Chowk or at say Indira Chowk. It never shows me a route from via Indira Chowk. It always shows me a route from internal paths, and it will take me out after Raya Chowk, and it's okay. Once I tried to go from Raya Chowk and it was heavily crowded. And then I decided that okay, I'll follow Google uncle. Yes, Ayush, you are from Rajkot. Am I right, Ayush? When I said that internal roads are less crowded as compared to 155 ring road, and we can take that path instead of 158 ring road. Am I right? Okay. So now if I want to apply A star algorithm or any algorithm for finding the optimum path, how can I assign weights to these roads? Let's say I'm considering these circles or these chalks as some nodes. Let's say A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, and M. So now what I need to do? I want to go from this node to this node. Suppose I am going from, let's say, Indira circle to Raya circle. So there is a path. So I need to give some weight to this path. Am I right? I need to give some weight to this path. At the same time, I need to give some weight to this circle also. That's how our heuristic function works, no? Am I right? It is f of n is equal to what? G of n plus h dash of n. Where g of n is what? The cost required to reach, means cost of this plus this plus this. Am I right? It is not a cost about node. It is a cost of what? Edges. And what is h dash of n? It's a cost of this node. It's a cost of this node. So let's say I am at Madhapar Chowk. Madhapar Chowk, normally it takes 10 minutes to cross the Madhapar Chowk. So I can give the cost to this node as 10. Then what about Indira Circle? Let's say Indira Circle requires 2 minutes to cross. So I'll assign 2 minutes to it. Let's say Raya Chowk, it requires 3 minutes to cross. I'll assign a heuristic value of 3 to it. Let's say Kalawar Chowk requires 2 minutes to cross. I'll assign value of heuristic 2 to it. Something like this. I'm not saying it should be always in minutes. I'm just telling. And these internal nodes, these nodes requires 1 minute to cross, something like that. Because there are no traffic signals considered like that. So now this route and this route is going to take exactly same amount. But the cost at nodes is less. Am I right? In internal node there are no signals. I can simply cross the circle. But on 150 feet ring roads there are signals, and some signals are their waiting time period is around 140 seconds. So overall waiting will become 3 minutes, something like that. It's a big thing. So let's say this road will take 1 minute, it will take 1 minute, it will take 1 minute. So the road distance is 1 plus 1 plus 1, 3 minutes, and the heuristic values of signal itself is 1 minute. Total is 5 minutes from reaching here to here. Whereas means from reaching this point to this point, it is 5 minutes. Means from here I can go again. But if I will go through this signal, this path, then this circle will take 3 minutes. This circle will take 3 minutes. Along with that, the time required to cross, let's say 1 minute. So 3 plus 3, 6 plus 1, 7. But if I'll take this path, it will take only 5 minutes. So still I can save 2 minutes. So this is something how it works. Am I right? So f of n is g of n plus h dash of n. And that's why that's a heuristic value used. So we can say that if at a particular circle, the waiting time is more, then h dash of n will be more. If waiting time is less, then h dash of n can be less. So we can apply such thing. So as the waiting time period will increase, h dash of n will increase. As the waiting time will decrease, h dash of n will decrease. And that's why if someone needs to go to Madhapalchok, if there is an alternative path, it can take that path. And they're very familiar that whenever you are looking it on Google Map, it shows you two things. One, minimum distance and minimum time. You can set your map whether you want to go via minimum distance or you want to go via minimum time. Do you know this thing? And while routing also, it shows that okay, this is also alternative path, but it will take 4 more minutes, approximately same 2 more minutes. Have you seen observed this thing on your map? Yes. So now one thing is like we can assign heuristic value to the nodes based on what average waiting time, or we can say that if there is a signal at particular node or circle, we can say what's the maximum duration of a signal. Let's say 130 seconds. So 130 seconds is approximately 2 seconds, 2 minutes. So I can write 3. Why? Because 2 minutes waiting and 1 minute for crossing. Because it is not necessary that no, the moment your signal is on, immediately you are crossing. For 40, 50, 50 seconds, the vehicles are still crossing. So I can write 3. So this is one way of giving a heuristic value to circle. But what about roads? Can you give value directly to the road that okay, this is the road 2 minutes, this is the road 1 minute, this is the road 5 minutes? Can you directly give it that if this is the distance, then this is the value? No, we cannot directly give the value. Am I right? We cannot directly give the value. So how to give h dash of n heuristic? That is known. For that we don't need satellite image or traffic videos. Yes, we can use it, but still, let's say we don't need it because we are using heuristic only. So now can you please tell me how can I assign g of n to particular rows which are there in a network? Any idea, class? Anyone? This is translation, no? So this is how you will be able to apply AI in your project. Otherwise, how you are going to apply AI? So I'm just telling you samples with the option case study. How you should think. So next thing, how can I apply? Or how can I give g of n value to edges in a graph? Anyone? Let's say I have a traffic camera over here, which is observing this road. Then another traffic camera which is observing this road. Another traffic camera which is observing this road. So there are 3 roads for incoming traffic, and camera is observing those roads. So can you tell me how can I give weightage to the roads? How can I give weightage to the roads? Yes, anyone? See, there are many research done. So right now I am simply pasting one link. If you are interested in seeing this link, talk about traffic. This link talk about a research paper on traffic flow estimation with the data from video surveillance camera. So means you can estimate what? Traffic flow. And if you can estimate the traffic flow, then what you can do, if I know what is the traffic flow, if I can monitor the traffic flow, I can monitor how many vehicles are passing, how many vehicles are there, how many small vehicles, how many heavy duty vehicles, how many bikes and so on. So based on that, don't you think I can identify the amount of traffic currently on this road? And as the traffic will increase, as the traffic will increase, the cost of that route will also increase, and as the traffic on that road will decrease, the cost of that route will also decrease. So as the traffic will increase, the cost of that road will increase. As the traffic will decrease, the cost of travels around that route will also decrease. So that way we can give dynamic weights to these edges. This is called as adaptive weighting. This is called as what? Adaptive weighting, where based on the situation and based on the condition you are dynamically updating the weights. Obviously, see, if let's say if in the morning at 5 o'clock you are traveling, then the weights of roads and the loads will be less. Why? There will be barely any vehicle. So let's say if you are traveling in the morning 6 o'clock, then Google Map will tell me that okay, go via 150 feet ring road. But if it is evening 6 o'clock, then Google Map will tell me that okay, go via internal roads. Those roads are faster, even though 2 minutes faster, still those roads are faster as compared to 150 feet ring road, because 150 feet ring road will be the incoming flow on this 150 feet ring road will be very high, and as the incoming flow will increase, the cost of that node, or sorry, cost of that route for traversal will also increase, because with traffic the amount of time that required to cross that road will increase. Also the time required to cross that circle will also increase. So we can say that the cost of the edge and cost of the node, it can be dynamic, and by using surveillance camera we can check how many vehicles are there. If the vehicles will increase, then the cost of node as well as route will increase. If the number of vehicles or the traffic is decreasing, then the cost of nodes and the cost of edge will also decrease without any problem. So in our class, in this thing, how to assign the weights and all, and then what Google does and all, that they are not continuously monitoring the satellite images and all. Let's say they can have a data of 1 year. They can have a data of 1 year. How much time is required to cross from here to here at 8 a.m., 8:15 a.m., 8:30 a.m., and so on, 8:45 a.m., 9 a.m. So don't you think they can use the old data to generate the approximate answer? They can use old data to generate approximation that this road will take approximately 60 seconds. This road will take around 1 minute to 40 seconds. Then they will say, okay, 50 seconds for this, and so on. So they can approximate all these things if they have older data. But it will never happen that they are continuously monitoring the satellite feed and then they are telling you that traffic is heavy, traffic is low, and so on. It will be a very expensive system, because if you capture a photo using your digital camera, the length might be 1 feet, 2 feet, at max 3 feet, not more than that. Or height will be also similar. But if you are capturing the satellite image, do you know the width and length of image? Many times the length of image is in kilometers. Many times the length of image is in kilometers, and then there is a width. So you can imagine if this is the width, this is the length. Let's say your length is I'm talking about 1 million pixels, and your width is 50,000 pixels. So imagine what is the how many more pixels are there? 50,000 into 1 million. It's a big number to process. Am I right? So they will not continuously work on certain images. Some other data they can use. So this is how they can prepare the graph. They will assign the weights, and then their weights will change as the daytime will change, and the weights of node, heuristic of nodes will change as the data will change. And then these two values can be combined together with there comes some function f of n, which is addition of two things, the weights of edge, weights of a node, and so on. And you can apply now. And now you can apply. So traffic camera is easy because what you can do, you can use traffic camera to capture the current video feed, which will tell you what is the amount of traffic, and then you can verify whether whatever is received by the server, which is going to update the weights, is it right or wrong? If the values received by server are right, then weight updation is also right. If the value received by server is wrong, then weight updation is also weight updation will be wrong if values are wrong. It's okay. Class, any doubt here? And traffic video camera. If you want, there are ready-made codes in OpenCV Python which can tell you what is the density of traffic, or it can count the number of vehicles passing through the traffic. So it is not that big deal. It's a easy thing. Means it's not a research work. It is not R&D. Things are already available. And if you have not, so see how we converted the data of environment into numbers, and now these numbers will be used within SR algorithm or best first search algorithm or Eosin algorithm to find the shortest path from one part to another part of a city. Any doubt, class, in this thing? If you want, I can share the links for Python codes also, which can tell you the traffic density identification and so on. Yes, class. So there is a blog on analyticsindia.com which talks about vehicle detection in build your own vehicle detection model using OpenCV. So it can tell you, you can check how many vehicles are there, you can count how many vehicles are there, you can count the rate at which vehicles are moving and so on. And I'm pasting the link for that here. Yes, Ravasi. There is a, oh, I guess I entered a wrong list. Just a minute, please give me a minute. I pasted the wrong link over there. It should have been a link of Analytics Vidya. See, it's a link from analyticsvidya.com. It shows vehicle detection using OpenCV Python, and there's another basic motion detection tracking with OpenCV and Python. So things are there. So similarly, you can check it for people also, that whether there is a crowd of people or not, what it is, and so on. So I'm copying pasting another link also for motion detection, and once you detected the motion, you can apply one of the algorithms. So here is another link of by image search, and likewise there are many links. So if someone wants, they can take this as a final year project of traffic video surveillance and traffic density classification. So you can take this project, no problem. So class, any query till this point that how they are using the current or how they are converting the current situation into the format where you can easily apply AI algorithm on it. Now I can keep it open for the platform. Like you can tell me the scenario, and I can tell you how you can apply optimization algorithm over here. How you can convert your scenario into a situation where you can easily apply optimization algorithm on it. It doesn't matter whether it is even though it is related to your final year project. I can tell you that, no problem. Anyone? Anyone or any problem statement? Even though you are planning it for your final year project, I can help you, no problem. Okay, no one? Good. Then can I take another problem statement on my own? Okay. See, uh, there is a problem statement which specifies that there is a problem statement which specifies that let's say in a city there are many locations. In a city there are many locations. Let's say these are the locations in a city, and they are connected via road network. So let's say this is the backbone of the city, and these are the locations which are connected to the backbone of a city. So at every circle there is a dustbin, or let's say at every circle there is a bin placed by municipal corporation, and in the morning or at some point of a time, at some point of a time, the vehicle will come and it will pick up all the boxes. The vehicle will come, it will pick up all the boxes for destroying or managing the waste material. So the question is, car should follow which path so that it can empty maximum number of bins. Car should follow which path such that it should empty maximum number of bins or minimum number of bins depending on the requirement. Minimum number of bins means what? It will empty those bins first which are highly filled or completely filled, and it will empty those bins last which are not that heavily filled. It's like some part is still remaining or something like that. And it's optimization problem that which path the vehicle should take such that it can collect maximum garbage, and at the same time it should be optimized also. At the same time it should optimize means just because it should collect maximum garbage, that's why it is just running around the city. Is it a good idea? No. In that case, fuel expense will increase, which will not be acceptable to the municipal corporation. And they are like, your solution is not working. There is no AI in it. Even there is no AI in you also. So yes, tell me, class. This is the problem statement. That these are the nodes in a city where bins are put by government or municipal corporation, and the vehicle should move in such a way that maximum amount of garbage should be collected. Maximum amount of garbage should be collected, but at the same time we don't have to move in entire city also. Yes, based on previous example, tell me how can I convert this problem statement into the format where I can apply some AI algorithm, whether it is A star or best first search or any other algorithm. Yes, plus see, it is not necessary that your answer should be right, but it is necessary that you should attempt. Let me tell you why I am telling you this. See, nowadays Amazon, IBM, Microsoft, Google, they all are coming up with AI APIs. Then they are like earlier people used to implement the APIs. Now what they are saying, you don't need to code a star algorithm or this algorithm or that algorithm. All the algorithms are available with us. What you need to do, simply call those algorithms by passing the data and get the result. That's what they are saying. So now you tell me, do you need a data scientist to do this stuff? No, any programmer should be able to do it. So as a engineer, what will be your requirement? You should just know that how to convert situations from one point to another point so that I can apply this algorithm. And this is going to happen in the near future. If you look for the future of AI, what is the future of AI, what is the future of machine learning and deep learning after 10 years, you will come to know this thing is going to happen within 3 years, 10 years only. So at that time, if you know AI subject, that is more than sufficient. You know AI subject and you know Python, that will be more than sufficient. You will be able to deal with anything. So please elaborate on this problem statement. Definitely, I want to go for same thing that f of n is equal to g of n plus h dash of n. So where we can give weights to this. So we can give the weight to this circle as well as this bin. We can give weight to this circle. There is no bin. Give the weight to this circle because there is no other thing. Or let's say we can give the weight to this circle as well as weight to the bin. Here also let's say weight to the circle and weight to the bin here and so on. So here we are giving weight to the circle, there is no bin. Here we are giving weight to the bin and circle. सब कुछ चल रहा है अपना आराम से. So now you tell me, how can I give the weight to the bin and weight to the circle? So giving weight to the circle is simple. We can simply say that we have, let's say, last 1 month's data or last 1 year's data or last say 5 years data, whatsoever it is. Based on that data, I can tell that how much time is required to cross this circle. How much time is required to cross this circle. So wait for this circle can be the average time. Wait for the circle can be average time. For example, you might say that okay, if you want to cross another circle, it normally takes 10 minutes, but it can take 12 also, it can take 6 minutes also, depending on the situation. So instead of doing that, we can take an average of over a long time period, and the number will be pretty constant in that case. Then the weight for this bin, can be the amount is proportional to the what amount the bin is full. For example, if the bin is full, let's say by 75 feet, then the weight I can say 75. If the bin is filled with 100% things, then the weight can be 100. If a bin is filled 0, then I can say weight is 0 and so on. So this is how you can give weights to the bin, this is how you can give weights to the circles. About path, yes, you can see how much time it requires to cross that truck from this point to this point. Now truck is constant because it belongs to municipal corporation And since the data came from mutual population, we can consider, okay, data is problem, no problem. So we can assign the weights to this path, that how much time it required for a truck to cross from here. Let's say 5 minutes and so on. Here 6 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, three, two, then let's say two, four, and so on. So plus different weights can be assigned to different locations. Now you please elaborate. Can anyone take it further from here? So weights are assigned if it will work fine without any problem. And now I can apply a star algorithm. So here we are considering beams and everything and all. Similarly, there was another problem statement from a government of India that in the case of natural disasters like let's say there are floods and all, and you want to identify the alternative paths, how can you do it? How can we do it? So they can take satellite images and they will check how much amount of water is here on a particular road. And let's say if amount of water is high, then weight will be high. If the amount of water is less, the weight will be less. And then based on other things, weights can be decided. Like if water is flowing towards this circle, then the weight will increase. If water is flowing away from this circle, then things can be considered in that manner, and so on. So one can apply extra algorithm and all. So any doubt last to this one? Anyone? The most important thing that I would like to ask you guys: do you actually understand my session? Because normally there is no query. Normally, or it's like barely there is any query. Yes, class. Please give me some feedback. So, David. Okay, so you guys are saying you understood it, understand it. Okay, thank you, Mars and Bharat. Similarly, many problems can be solved with the different situations. See, if you are in a company and they are asking you to, can you solve this problem? Yes, you simply need to know how to convert the problem. Otherwise, and then you can easily solve that problem without anything. That's easy. So this was about what you can say, road network related problem. So which can be easily converted. But there are other problems. For example, let's say it's a Kumbh Mela. So in a Kumbh Mela, we know there it's a huge crowd, and from moving from one location to another location, it's a big trick. So there are things and there are cameras involved where you can use other techniques. Like again, these will be computer which are related techniques, but you can easily apply those techniques to solve the problems. Again, there will be weights, there will be optimization, and so on. So, is there anyone who have taken similar project? Can be a AI related project where you are talking about how you can use a particular thing to solve your problem and so on. Like a traffic video classification where you are telling the density and so also the problem setting to work on and so on. Okay, class. Now the session is open for you guys to ask the queries related to this topic or any other topic where you want to apply AI or related to your project or anything else. So, class, any query or any doubt? Okay, no problem. In that case, we'll stop here today. So, I'm sharing the attendance link. Just a minute. So, the attendance link is in the chat section. You have 2 minutes to fill it. After that, I'll close the attendance link.